Where do I begin? It all started in 1533, according to my knowledge, when Russian state started to grow stronger, started to unite, the land started to unite under one ruler, and it became quite powerful and economically also strong. At that time there was a Tsar named Ivan, and the British didn't like it, and they sent, under the guise of medicine man and under the guise of treatment, they sent um, a person to poison him and his infant son. So this person was slandered, and he was poisoned with mercury. His infant son, the heir, was poisoned with mercury, and they changed the history and made him out to be Ivan the Terrible, the one that they say killed his elder son also, although he didn't kill him at all. Then, after many centuries later, in 1917, British organized this slender campaign and revolution in Russia. So they started with this person, Alexander, who was the wife of the last Russian emperor. Although she was British herself, she was English and German, and she was a holy person, just like her sister. They started to slander her, that she was some kind of a prostitute, and that she had a man on the side. She was cheating on her husband with that person who was actually a monk and who was helping to treat her sick child by hypnosis. He was tapping blood by hypnosis. And they basically said that he was having sex with her, this monk person, and that monk person was a drunk. And then after they also murdered him, they said that he was gay. That's British logic, I suppose. When they hate somebody who is more attractive and kind and kind-hearted and with nice demeanor and holy than them. So Russian Empire was quite a success back then, and once again they changed the history books in Russia, and they made the last Tsar to be some kind of a evil person and call him the bloody king, just like with that Tsar Ivan, they call him the terrible and the murderer and whatnot. So basically, when there was another ruler named Catherine, who was German princess originally, she asked a monk, an elder of the Orthodox Church, to console and to prophesize about the future after she stops being the queen, the empress. And he drew that icon before this Nicholas the Last Tsar was even born. He said he will be holy, and he described exactly his murder, and that he will go through like the fate of Christ. And on the icon he also showed that he would be shot from the machine gun or rifle, even before all these things were even invented. and he prophesied that after him there will be another Tsar in Russia. So these times are coming, but not quite yet. And because people who are in the church, they believe very, very adamantly that this Romanov dynasty will be restored, then someone from them somehow survived. There was the child that was hidden because she carried, for example, one child full term, and then it was announced that at the last stage of pregnancy the child was dead or something like that. Anyways, knowing this, the British and the CIA, they decided to they organize the dates and put their own people to rule this Russian land, the Russian Empire that is prophesied to be reborn. And one person that they tried to pose as this survivor was the prosecutor of Crimea of Ukraine origin. So basically, when everybody went to march with a portrait of their granddads in the streets in the Victory Day of the veterans of the World War II, she marched with icon of Nicholas II, like if he was her granddad, and she went around and she was posing in the palaces wearing beautiful dresses. And although she's very attractive and so on, she looks like nothing like him, and people in Russia were mocking her and making memes out of her. They even there was a big campaign trying to popularize her. They even made those sorts of manga out of her to appeal to a younger audience. And then I'm sitting here and I'm hearing this so-called truth teller alternative media person who was broadcasting her truth and the insider information somewhere from Switzerland. And she herself is, of course, Ukrainian. The one that doesn't somehow gets insulted speaking Russian, and she just is there trying to reveal the truth to Russians. So she basically said when this thing didn't work and that person from being general prosecutor of Crimea, when Crimea Peninsula became part of Russia, she said, I know who this person is. I knew people, Ukrainians, who lived there at that time. They saw this young girl. She was a very rich girl. Nobody ever saw her parents, her dad. And she came in and out of school with bodyguard in a luxurious car. And she was living in a huge mansion behind the huge gates. So she made this conclusion that she was a daughter of a very, very, very important person for reals. And this very, very important person, of course, was Vladimir Putin, in her opinion, according to her inside information. So, as I look at her, and I see that person looks exactly as if she were a secret Biden's love child. In fact, she looks like an offspring from the so-called dead first wife who allegedly died in a car accident. So in any case, I just like to tell everybody that they are all one criminal operation, and to me that is Joe Biden's secret daughter that was meant to be first the ruler of Crimea Peninsula, and then the was promoted to win the election in Russia after they hoped that Vladimir Putin is impeached. And then she kind of backtracked this whole thing and said that I'm only posing with the portraits because this holy person, Nicholas II, he healed some disease of mine. Then on the front line comes, I'm sitting there watching a video, and then I see the comments coming from Belarus, which is a country neighboring Russia, and it has a president who has a younger son from another marriage, and this son, so they are saying that his youngest son is actually, whose name is Nicholas, by the way. So these Belarusians say that his youngest son is actually son of Diana Spencer. So you have to remember that there were rumors that Diana Spencer, when she died, she was actually pregnant. And if that's her son, then that's from the lover named James Hewlett and not Dodi Al-Fayed, because that boy is blonde with blue eyes, and he of course looks nothing like Belarus president Lukashenko. So this was a major who was, I think he is also a royal bloodline, and if you remember interview of Arizona Wilder, Mother Goddess, with David Icke, she said that it's all very special who Diana was, and that she was sacrificed, and so on and so forth. And so in this way, the man of perdition term started to play out really well. So we never saw Diana dead because she was in coma, and when this special operation started, they tried to promote the law to have people, women who are brain dead, to carry children for gay couples and so on while they are in coma. So I don't know what kind of technologies they have now, freezing, unfreezing, like this Doom game, being in the fluid matrix stuff. So anyways, they say that once this person named Lenin, who is in the pyramid in the Red Square, who is somehow, whose body is kept in the pyramid in the Kremlin, once he's buried, his soul will be in this royal person, and that's how he will become the Antichrist. So they are trying to, I assume, kill the real person, and they will try to put this royalty instead of the real Russian Tsar. And then they said that the Antichrist will be handsome and charming, but for reals he will be evil. So Anyways, I'll finish here, and the last candidate for the Antichrist would be Prince George Windsor.